Welcome to The Checkout. We catch up with previous Add to Cart guests and ask them 5 quick questions to get to know them better and leave you with a little extra inspiration to get you through your Friday.
Today's Checkout features Blake Hutchison, CEO of Flippa. Founded in 2009, Flippa has 3 million users worldwide who can browse for e-commerce businesses, content sites, SaaS businesses, apps, and digital services. As a matchmaker to connect buyers and sellers, Flippa's notable sales include Mark Zuckerberg's former website, FaceMash, overnight success story, shipyournemesisglitter.com, and retweet.com. Blake, welcome to The Checkout. We have heard all about what you're up to at flippa.com, how e-commerce businesses can buy and sell online. And even if you're curious, just get on there and have a look at what other businesses are buying and selling for. But we're here to learn a little bit more about you. 5 quick questions. Number 1, what's the weirdest thing that you've ever bought online?
Wow, what a great question. Well, I still reckon the weirdest thing to buy online, given the sheer size of it, is a mattress.
Oh, yeah.
Sleeping duck.
I kind of set that one up for you, though. I thought you were going to say buying a business.
Yeah, good point. I've sold a business, but I haven't bought a business.
What did you sell?
My own company on Flippa.
Wow. Is that before you were CEO or as CEO?
No, before I was CEO. In fact, a long time before I was CEO, back in 2014 or 15.
Right. Wow. And love the experience, obviously.
Yeah, Flippa's very different these days, and it's really hard to sell a business, and Flippa makes it so easy.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, number 2, who is your favorite retailer?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'm going to give you a horrible, simple answer, which is I'm obsessed by the simplicity of Amazon's user experience. So I have to say Amazon. But I must admit, I am quite a big fan of homegrown Aussie retailers who kind of copycat concepts and do it really well. And so I mentioned it before, but the sleeping duck experience is actually really, really strong.
Yeah. And we had a great conversation in the main episode around Amazon and how buyers often see it as a value add of being integrated with the Amazon marketplace. So it was a really interesting perspective for me. Number 3, which e-commerce practice do you wish was history?
Probably buying shit stuff from somewhere else and marking it up for short-term cash grab.
Have you seen an influx of quick dropshipping businesses trying to flog off on Flippa?
Dropshipping was huge about 18 months ago, and so we saw a lot at that point in time. We actually see the only ones we see now are actually, they've been around doing it for long enough that it's actually, in their case, good quality, sustainable, and proven over many, many years. But there were those who had 6-month-old, 1-year-old businesses, and they're typically not long-term viable. And so don't buy a 6-month or 1-year-old e-com business that's dropshipping.
Spotted a mile away. Number 4, can you recommend a book or a podcast that our listeners should immediately get into?
Yeah, so I would read Black Box Thinking. The reason I like that is it's about learning from your mistakes, analysing what worked, what didn't work, and then reinvesting where you have knowledge. The other thing is, which is up to my right here, is the hard thing about hard things. I highly recommend that book. And then if you want to be a cheat, just download Blinkist, because I do that, and listen to both of those in 15 minutes. And so instead of recommending another podcast, I would just download Blinkist and listen to those 2 books.
Beautiful. And we can't leave without mentioning the Exit podcast, which is Flippa's own podcast. 1 million downloads, but obviously a great source of inspirational stories all over the world of founders who have sold their business and achieved, the goals that they set out with.
Yeah, listen to the Zappos co-founder and his story, which is obviously incredible. But there's so many wonderful examples of business owners who have built outstanding businesses, scaled them, and then their exit stories, how they found the buyer, what the buyer asked them, why it almost fell over in some cases. They're great learning for everyone.
Yeah, awesome. All right, number 5, finish this sentence. The future of retail is?
Online.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I don't think you even need to explain that, do you?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, I'm not suggesting that omni-channel is not a thing. Of course it is. But I still think that you get greater selection, greater choice, a better price, greater global accessibility. there's just so many obvious advantages from the best online retailers and best product practitioners making their wares available online.
Yeah, and you shared some great insight about that in the main episode around buyers who see this as obviously a bit choppy water around e-commerce and online at the moment, but know that the long-term trend of buying online is strong. So they were great insights. Blake, thank you so much for joining us on The Checkout.
Thank you, Nathan.
To hear more from Blake, jump back into episode 273, where Blake shares his thoughts on what makes an e-commerce business investable. He also shares how to make the exit process smooth sailing for all involved and why he believes in those who execute today and measure tomorrow.
Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep adding to cart.